Y'all, my mind is completely blown right now. Last night I went down a rabbit hole finding out about the Gateway program. When I heard the sound,
This is the exercise for your own development process designed by you. You should be hearing my voice in your right ear.
it was like my mind just unlocked something and so many memories that I completely forgot about. I found the cassette tapes, and out of obedience to God, I didn't listen to them, but I kind of skimmed through some of them, and I felt like a little girl inside me crying. And I'm just completely disgusted in the test that they ran on us. I remember they used to try to make me feel like I was this slow kid, right? I called my mom and reminded her about, do you remember when I used to be in this program? She was like, yeah, I had a teacher. Her name was Miss Wild. And I remember Miss Wild. This was elementary school. She used to take me from my classroom and take me to like this dark little classroom. And I used to stay there and listen to these cassette tapes. And I totally forgot about it until I heard that. And I remember like times that I would have even blindfolds on and listening to this cassette tape and falling asleep and waking up when the voice says wake up. Now I'm just like, because I went back there with God, right? I went back to that memory and God kind of started showing me certain things and I'm just disgusted. It's like, why would they do that to us? I know why. Taking us into spiritual realms illegally, it's a very dangerous thing. I think about my life journey and how I just traveled through so much darkness after that, denying God and the power thereof. All the time they were trying to put the remnant to sleep. That is my conclusion. If you were in that program, they took you out. They were trying to put us to sleep to make sure that we do not tap in to what we are capable of through the Holy Spirit. And I asked my mom and she's like, oh no, it wasn't nothing. They took you because you were a slow reader. But they also used to take me to different schools to read to children. Like, how does that make sense? How am I a slow reader, but you take me to other schools to read to other children? And then I'm just putting so many pieces together about even growing up and how certain people, that put their hands in the, I'm not going to say it because this for entertainment purposes only, but how they approached me 3 times in my life. Like, there's certain people that are in the spiritual realm that know certain things. And I'm not talking to people that feel like, I'm not talking to y'all. Honestly, like, I'm done talking to y'all. To the people who are just like, think that this world is the world, that's it. I'm talking to the people that are tapped in and actually know that the spiritual realm is real. There's powers of principality out there that want to quiet certain children before things come about, or even pervert the spirituality, going a different way and doing spirituality in darkness, like practicing things in darkness. Like, my husband was one of these children too, and God was just giving us so many revelations about images and drawings and stuff, things that I'm not going to mention because I want God to continue to trust me with certain things. But honestly, I want to say that I think what completely helped me from deprogramming from all that crap and junk was when I started reading the Bible in King James Version. King James Version is specifically because King James does something to the mind because it's Old English. So I used to feel like when I first started reading King James, it was kind of hard for me to understand and hard to read, but it started doing something to my brain. And then just God also started opening up a bunch of stuff about like school in general and what, like, if it was up to me, like, if there was a revolution that needed to start, how would we start this revolution? The first thing I would say is stop going to schools. Stop going to their colleges. Stop sending your kids to their schools. Like, completely stop. But yeah, this is for entertainment purposes anyway. I'm not going to get into anything any further because we all know what's happening. Things are being silenced. So I want to know, what do you remember? What do you remember from these memories? There's a bunch of stuff that I'm remembering. The little games I used to play. I used to be nice with the puzzles, the putting the codes. It's a lot of things that I started remembering. And all this time, I thought it was just exams and testing because I was slow. And that's crazy, yo.